What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Endeavor. We're going to talk about gun defense today, and specifically this concept of control, of being able to put ourselves in the best possible spot in comparison to the line of fire, and grip from there. So in the Krav Maga systems, primarily from the front, you often see two different disarms, right? So my hand comes up, turns away, maybe I'm punching, maybe I'm grabbing, whatever. Or on the far side, we have our cupping defense, boom, where we go into here. Usually you'll see that set up with a kick and then some kind of a disarm from that position. Now, realistically, okay, if I get a hold of the gun, she's gonna start doing something to defend or retain it or maybe strike, whatever. It's gonna be dynamic. And so oftentimes when we see people doing gun defense, I see them get so obsessed with the 1, 2, 3 ABC of it all that they forget about the dynamics of the fight. So we're gonna talk about really maintaining control of ourselves in relationship to the line of fire. And so whether I go right hand first for my cupping defense or whether I go left hand first, the first hand that gets there always punches, and it keeps pressing out and away. I want to get my elbow locked out. I want to get my weight behind that arm. So the first hand that touches the gun has a good solid grip, and it's always pushing away. The second hand that gets to the gun, I want to get it back behind the hammer, and it's going to pull, right? And now, my right hand is pushing, my left hand is pulling, but what I'm really doing is securing my elbows to my ribs. That way I'm putting my body behind this, and I have more body weight and structure to be able to feel where any of this energy is gonna get and go. Okay, so conceptually, this hand is punching, this hand is pulling, but realistically, I'm pushing, pulling, and I'm gluing this to my ribs. And now if she starts really just yanking on this thing, even if you're moving me around, I know where the line of fire is, which means I can move myself around. It's a basic concept, basic idea. Now, preferably, I don't sit here and simply wrestle over the gun. So the last concept I want you to understand is, as I'm doing this, I pushed the line of fire away from me. I want to continue to push the line of fire away from me. And I do it by having a good solid grip and using my hips. So if I understand this basic concept, first hand that gets there is continually pushing, second hand that gets there is continually pulling, and now I use my hips to turn and rotate the gun in the person's hand. If I understand that concept, I can feed in combative, stand-up wrestling, whatever else I want to get in to make this all work better for me. So let's say I get a hold of it, I have good solid position, I pull it in, and now I'm having trouble getting the hips in. Well, maybe I'm gonna use some of my stand-up wrestling background. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pin my head in, right? I'm gonna use my head to lever and get that pot. I'm still pushing, pulling. It's still glued to my hips. And now if I wanna take this away, instead of me trying to flick my hands, I'm gonna use my hips to grind across, right? To get that, to create that pressure. I can still strike from there. Boom, boom, I get into this spot. Maybe I am kneeing. Boom. Maybe I'm headbutting, right? But I have a more secure grip if I'm pushing, pulling, and then if I use my body to turn the gun back in. So really, really basic concept. Push with the front hand, pull with the hand that gets there, gluing it to my body. And then when you go to do the takeaway, as opposed to thinking about rolling the gun or rolling simply from the wrists, use your body to turn that entire muzzle, take the line of fire back towards them. That creates the leverage. So the disarm happens by fighting over it instead of thinking, boom, boom, snap it out of their hand, which we commonly see. So, boom, boom, head in, rip the hips across, get the grip on the hand. It sucks. Yeah, it's a blast, right? So play around, basic concept. Get a hold of the gun, fight over it a little bit, add a little bit more dynamics to your gun defense. And we'll see you guys next time.